Hi, everybody. It's Mark Hanna here. Hothead Thundermouth. Unscripted, uncensored, unapologetic, psychologically immune from social media scoring. This is summer 1943, the rest of it, that I wanted to show you for the German attack. And it's quite impressive what they've done. We're talking about the Western Allies in Alexandria, Sevastopol. The Germans are going after that. Will they get there? What happens in the Mideast and what happens now is going to define the course of this game. Okay. So I want you to all look forward to this. Please like and subscribe to this. Now, yeah, I'm saying the end. What do I mean? This isn't the end of my videos. This is the end of videos on this particular subject. I've gone all the way through 43. We started in 1936. We came through some very exciting methods of playing this game. Played SK, played naval battles, played air battles, shown you everything. Did some beach invasions, some successful and some unsuccessful, as you recall if you've watched all of these. Um, there's probably nothing you don't know how to do now. All right. Also, what's happening is we're on episode 16 now, and the volume of people watching and watching and watching has gone down. This is normal for a series of videos. People just stop watching. Um, because they've seen what they want to see, and that's fine. This is very normal, but the return on investment is doesn't change for me. I still have to do hours of work to do each video. So I'm calling it quits on this one for now. After this video, I'm not going to do anything on this. I might do some more if you guys ask me to. I'm not getting any feedback really specifically at the moment about that. Most people are pretty quiet. I wish there was some more activity in the chat rooms here or the forum, but so far it's not that active. That's okay. So I'm gonna move on to some other stuff. I've got plenty of ASL to do. I've got plenty of other projects I want to work on. Something fresh. I've devoted quite a bit of time to this, and so right now, enjoy this last one. All right, take care. Hi, folks. I'm doing a recording here of audio because I messed up with the microphone here. You might see me talking up here, but it's actually not anything you can hear because I didn't put my microphone on. So I'm re-recording this during this segment here so that I can explain what I was trying to say. So I was talking about the Germans' summer turn, second summer turn, and how they need to try to push back the Russians here in the north. And I've put an air unit there on top of Kiev, as you can see, and an interceptor's coming in from the Russians right there. And so the Russians uh, will bring in some, there they are. You can see them up there, um, kind of skipping around on things, trying to show what I'm trying to take down. Here's Rostov or Sevastopol. Looks pretty far away, doesn't it, at this point in midsummer? But I'm trying to get a total of 9 objective points here. So in order to take this hex, I'm trying to place one of my, I think I have one remaining air unit down here. I was talking about the fact that I can put the escort convoy here, and the I was demonstrating how the surface fleet cannot intercept because there's no naval base for the Allies there. So it's simply illustrating that even if I wanted to, I couldn't. So I was able to populate the fleet with only 2 ships, and those 2 ships were done. Their idea is to try to get some additional troops down there to Alexandria, where the other fleet, as you can see, is trying to, the other convoy is in the eastern Mediterranean giving supplies. Okay. So I'm putting the fleet back because the British are not allowed to use it, basically. All right. So coming in over here, I was just simply showing you how this fleet got set up and what it's intended to do. All right. I've got to kind of go by memory here because I don't even have a copy that I can listen to. Wonder if there's an app out there that allows people to um, yank the audio, but since the microphone was muted, I'm not so sure there was any audio to try to pull from the track anywhere. All right, so I was attacking with some submarines here, some sub patrols. That's the first thing we did. I'm not sure what happened here. I think it did possibly sink. What did I go after? Those are some subs there. Was that the repulse? I think I might have sunk the repulse here. Let's see what happens. Spreading out the possible targets. Oh, I think it was the slow carrier, but that was the only carrier I could shoot at the first time with the first sub. Okay. So that was the target, and I think I gacked the roll. No luck on that carrier. Then the next submarine also shoots, and it rolled a 3, so now I could pick a fast battleship, and I think this is where I picked the repulse here. I think I picked that one there. 2 dice, blammo. Yeah, I think it was double sixes, sunk it. Yeah, I was very accurate. It's been a while since my subs were accurate, and those go into the naval warfare delay box. See how long they take to come back. Okay, so that was successful. Then we move up here to the air battle, and let's see what happens. So here's the Germans shooting on the Russians. I think it was a terrible roll. No hit on the other one. They shoot back at me. And I think, yeah, it was pretty devastating. I think the Germans got completely shot down by this. Pretty bad. In fact, yeah, it was a complete victory. The German air unit went into the delay box. The subs, not the subs, but the 2 LBAs that got shot down go to the delay box. Whereas the Russians simply just returned to base. They're available. They were so effective, they just returned to base. So pretty much off to a bad start in the middle of summer here for the Germans. I think that's what I'm doing is moving it to the delay box. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. Oh, it went back. Hmm. Oh, I think what I did is they didn't win an outright victory, but I decided to retreat before they could shoot them all the way down. So I will get the air unit back the next turn, and the Russians still has his interceptor. So that was it for the air. You can see I'm quite agitated there, looking at my picture. I'm not sure what I'm saying. It's quite funny to see. Quite funny to see. All right, good. All right, let me just pause this for a second. Okay, picking it up again for round 2 of the audio. Okay, so I'm looking around here, trying to see what's going on. Probably talking about how I'm going to make these attacks and how difficult it was at this point in time to even perceive getting to either Rostov or Sevastopol. I may mention that I had a trick up my sleeve. Okay. I may mention that. I think I had to pull some air units back from certain areas or something to try to replenish what had been shot down. I think that was a rebuild in the reorganization step of 2 half-strength German units. All right, we've organized all the attacks. There's quite a few, a bit more dispersed than I would like. Trying to take out some steps here, though. Let's start up here. We've got 8 to 2, 4 to 1 with the river, down to a 3 to 1. Let's get the chart out. 3 to 1 chart with a 4, DR1, 1/1. All right, so he's destroyed. And he is to the force pool. And now they can advance up. That could cut that off. I don't know if that's really going to be a problem or not. All right, folks, I got the jump on myself. I didn't have any audio, so I'll have to do an overlay on the other one. But continuing now, I should have audio here. I've got the microphone here instead of up here, which is the mute position. Ooh. All right. So I just did this attack. It was a 3 to 1, 1/1. So that attack is finished. I advanced into the hex. Do I want to advance everybody in there? Probably. I don't see any reason why not. All right. Now we come back down here to this. Here we've got 12 plus 12, basically 24 to 6. This is going to be a 4 to 1 with 2 shifts. So a 6 to 1. Let's get that H, this thing here, 6 to 1, bang, with a 1. Oh, it's a good one. DR3, lose a step. Now, I did let them retreat. They have to retreat because it's the open city. So 1, 2, 3. I think I'll move them onto the road. And then they lose a step. I get to advance 3. That's pretty handy. That's pretty handy. I'm going to attack them again if I want to. 3. Might wind up doing that. Keep the blitz going. Let's see. I'll have 16. I can do a 4 to 1. Might do it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But I don't have any supplies. Have those guys be in supply. He can only advance 2 anyway, so he'll advance to there. So that's the end of that remarkable advance. I'd have a 14 to 4. 3 to 1 probably wouldn't do it. Probably would not do that. Okay, down here. What did I have? He's got 6. Well, I've got 12 with 2 shifts, so it's a 4 to 1 on that stack with a 3. A 3 on the 4 to 1 is DR11. So that goes to the force pool, and we should be able to finish them off without the armor next time. Over here, not a lot of attacks. Just this guy, actually. I don't know why they got moved. They should be here. Okay. They're in range, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Yeah, he would have been here. I messed this up. These started here. 1, 2, 3. They would have been here. Okay. This HQ would have gone 2, 3, so we could attack that. All right. Not in the much of a way attack. So let's finish this guy off. So we've got 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 1, 9 to 1 on that guy. Managed to take a step out with him. So it's a DR2 1/1. So send force pool. I take a step of German infantry. That's really annoying. And yeah, Yep, that's just the way it's going to have to be. All right, and then they'll go into there. Um, that was one place I didn't want to lose a step for sure. Okay, so here we've got 4 to 1. I've got 13, 16 to 4. Shift on each. Blast their way through? No, they do not blast their way through. The Russians are holding. That was going to be an exchange. That's a painful exchange. Uh, I didn't mean to delete that. There he is. Okay, send him to the forceful. Okay, so things just aren't going well. I think I'll flip this one over then. All right, that's it. Let's remove the blitz mark. Well, we don't remove them yet. Now we'll do the reserve attacks. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, plus 8. This is 11 to 3. 11 to 3. That's just one off. Oh, this guy, he forgot to advance. 1, 2, 3. All right. So he was at 8 plus 8, 16 to 4. They might do that. All right. Trying to push forward as much as I can here. Well, here I have one. I really need to get rid of this guy for sure. 1, 2, 3 plus 8 is 11 to 3 is a 3 to 1. Makes it a 4 to 1. If I make it a 6 to 1, I can kill him. So I'll throw in the armor. I don't really want to. And that's probably why. DR1, lose 2. Yeah, but I lose my armor. Ugh. And then these guys can advance. I'll advance him because I want to move him back to Warsaw. And he'll advance to get across the... No, he'll stay here. Annoying. All right. We need to finish. We did finish this off. So am I going to attack this again? 14 to 3. The 4 to 1, a 3 to 1. I'm not going to attack that again. I'm not going to do it. Can't afford the losses here. I'll attack 4 to 1. The 2. Doing well there. I think that's a DR2. Yep. So they can retreat around them. And they can advance. 1, 1, 2, like this. I think just like that. Something along those lines. That's the end of those attacks. No attacks down here. It's reserve movement now. All right, we need to pair this thing up with a... So let's pair these things up. So we need to get them all here to create an HQ. This guy can go 1, 2, 3. And this guy can come down 1, 2. Actually, 1, 2, 3. So there, 1, 2, 3. They're from there. This guy was from there. This guy was from there. Need to get this guy was from there. I gotta leave somebody there. Yep, those are all the moves. I should have paused. All right, so that's the end of the axis. Reserve movement phase. You can see they've covered their line up here. Good advances. They came all the way from here. That's a long distance. There's still another turn of summer left. They came all the way from here also. Um, Good advances in this game. So they're going to probably get counterattacked here. I'll want to push them back 3, 4, 8 to 5. I might be able to get a 3 to 2. I'd like to get him away from there, actually. I don't want him to be able to force me out there. I'll be able to move the HQ here, which is going to bring him close into Sevastopol, but I don't think he can take it unless he's got air. He won't be able to get an HQ close enough to Sevastopol. Well, actually, that's not true. Yeah, he can't get one here. That's where he would need to get one. He's just not going to be able to get there. So Sevastopol is probably safe, and I want to use this HQ for that. That's probably what I'll do as the Russians. All right, so that's the end of the reserve move. Marker removal. Let's get the blitz markers off. And we can then turn off the blitzes. End turn. And there we go. Very exciting position. We'll be starting the Western Allies next. Okay, so it's time for the Western Allies. I've deployed already what their plan is. They have a clever plan to invade here in Famagusta. Since it is a blitz, that's true. They won't be able to blitz Alexander because they'll have to put their blitz marker here. But they'll be able to land, then cross over and cut off Beirut. And there's no way the Germans can do anything about that at that point. They won't be able to get any supplies over there to those guys. So, if there are going to be any circumstances here, it's going to be involving the Italian Navy based in Crete, but the Navy was already used to transport guys over to Alexandria. So we'll see what happens here, but it looks pretty interesting. So let me set up what this attack is going to look like. Okay, so what I've done is I've created a bridgehead here, used the troop convoy that I got out of the North Atlantic, and moved it here so I could transport a broken down 113 to the beachhead. Okay, the blitz marker has to go on top of that. That's what I got for Crusader. So then I can then do a non-blitz attack over here, which unfortunately isn't that great, but it won't be that bad. The question is, do I do it here? 2, 4, 6 I have. That guy's going to go there. I could do 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 10, 12. They've got 5 in there. That would be a 3-to-1 to isolate Alexandria. That's probably a good idea. That's probably what we need to do. Get it isolated. Because attacking that, I've got 12 to 5. He's got a shift and I've got a shift. I can only get a 2-to-1 on that now because I don't have my blitz. So, yeah, we'll do a 3-to-1 here. This to cut off Iraq and Syria and so forth is probably worth more to me than getting one last tech in on Alexandria. So that's what we're going to do. So, blitz attack. There is no blitz attack, but during the landing phase, I can land in Famagusta. Okay. And yeah, I'll be able to transport some more guys up there. So now we'll do this attack. I've got 10, 11, 12, 13 to 6, a 2-to-1, up to a 3-to-1. Let me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. I usually like to initialize these vassal dice. Here we go. A 3 on the 3-to-1 gives us, what does it give us? A DR1. Well, that's fine. So I push back these guys, and I can then occupy that hex like this. And then in reserve movement, so what that's going to do is look like this. I'm going to transport this guy here. This guy's going to move here. This guy's going to move there on this transport. And then this guy's going to cross the strait and put a Zoc on that. And that maneuver was not expected. Should have been anticipated. It's a good one. I've not got a lot of assets here. I can still get supplies into Alexandria barely at the moment. I don't have a lot I can do about this Cyprus adventure. Could counter invade. Could make this a really interesting fight for the Battle of Cyprus. But right now, They've cut off a bunch of Germans here. All these air units are going to have to get out of there. They're out of supply. Not sure what happens to them. All these guys are out of supply too. Might as well break that down. Um, yeah, things are falling apart for the Germans in this area due to the use of this optional rule. Okay, see if there's anything else the British need to do. So that's all the Western Allies needed to do. A very good, efficient turn for them. So over here, now we go to the Russians. And the Russians, as you know, have built the Red Air Force, so they don't have much to do other than move around. They don't actually have any support units. No, they have the interceptor, but the interceptor can't actively do anything. So the Russians are just going to be moving around here a little bit, keep the troop supply convoy there. Let's do the organizations and moves for the Russians. Okay, so the Russians have collapsed backwards towards Moscow. Trying to think if I should put this guy up here. I think that's a good idea. 1, 2, 3. This guy should probably come back 1, 2, and then back. Yeah, I need to collapse these guys even a bit more than before. I think I'm just gonna make sure I don't lose Leningrad too. I need to be pretty cautious here. Okay, I think that's the Russian moves. Let me check. They don't have anything to play for, as we discussed earlier, for support. Yeah, that's the Russian turn. They're going to try a counterattack to try to push these guys back and get them away from the city. I don't know if I'll be able to do it far enough. But I've got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. The best I can do is a 2 to 1. The 2, I might do a DR. I think I needed a better result than that. 2 to 1 is a DR1. Yeah, because I needed to really stop them from getting next to me, I needed that hex as well. But to be really careful, because if I do this, this can force them to retreat right into my hex. I'm not going to be able to get the HQ to that. So I think I'll be careful about those guys. One of the things you got to watch out is putting yourself in what looks like a defensive position. Here, I can probably get a big attack and force them right back down on the city. This is not what I want to do. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. Let me do the reserve movements now. All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the Soviets there. They've got some HQs coming in they can build next time. Crimea looks like it's impenetrable. One. Yeah, they won't be able to get an HQ on that. So that's not gonna fall in the, it might fall in the fall. Yeah, we'll see what happens. The best chance is here, but now they've got an HQ on that. They can't stop that from attacking and helping them defend and keep them from retreating. So that was a key build down here. So these are the things you got to watch out for. All right, I've got this defense here. It's not that great, but it's better than it has been up in this area for for the Germans anyway. As you can see, they've really left. They did too many steps up in there, and so it was a very effective push, I would say, for the Germans. But it's getting the red dot hexes that matters, and that's what they don't have yet. They just don't have them all situated as of yet. So that's the dealio. All right. So that is the end of the turn. So we can go to delays. And we got a few of these. Let's see what we got. All right, we got some of those guys. Ooh, Look at all these air units coming in for the Germans and some naval warfare stuff. All right, well, let's do this. 2 air units with a -1. Ooh, one comes in next turn. One comes in 5 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not very useful. Next 2 guys here. Boom, boom. Ah, 1 turn. Well, they got a lot of air units coming in. That might help them. And this guy comes in 3 turns. 1, 2, 3. All right. Naval units. Boom, boom. Uh-oh, one of them is in the uh, extra damage. 6 plus 5 is 11. 10 turns for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one is 3 turns. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then we got 2 Commonwealth colonial units, and they're both -1s. So check it out. They're both in. Thanks to the U.S. support, they're coming in next turn. All right, I'll distribute these, and then we'll start next turn with the next video. All right. All right, we're going to do the last part of this video here, which is Summer 3, July, August 1943, and the Germans are up. So let's see strategically what they're looking at doing here. This is the delay box here. All right, so the Germans have quite a few support units. Look, they got the sub fleet, 3 interceptors, and a surface fleet. I don't know if they need to use the surface fleet for anything, unless the Russians are going to come out to play again, but they don't have anything really. So could use the surface fleet for an invasion. Do the Germans want to do an invasion? They don't have anybody really who can invade except for this guy. That's a 2, yeah, that's a blue port. So he could invade in Tallinn, but I can just also walk into Tallinn. So let's not do anything rash. Could invade up here. Uh, I don't think we're going to do any invasions this turn. All right, so let's take a look at the options. We have an air base here. As you can see, it's got supplies all the way back. So very important, they can put 3 air units here adjacent to this hex, but they can't put it in the hex. And what they want to try to do is force this whole thing to go away. They really can't get an HQ. If I build an HQ here, they really can't get an HQ down to, this is the only HQ that can be used to attack Rostov. So very critical here that that be used. I've got an airborne unit here. Let's put it on the top. This can be moved up to here and dropped. That can give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then armor 6 shifts versus their 2 shifts. So a net 4 shifts. And so this is how you calculate these things. So if I can get the best is 4 shifts to get to a 9 to 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I can get a 2 to 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, I can get a 9 to 1 on there, which is kind of what I'm looking for because I want to try to devastate that hex, push it out, and take it. Okay, that's the goal. So knowing that, let me activate those plans. The thing is, I probably won't, it may be that I won't get all of them because he does have, he does have an interceptor. He's only got 1 air way here. The others are way up here. They're out of range. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. No, they're not. They can operate an air base out of there. So, and what do I have for air that can operate from this air base? I've got 3, these 2 here. So I only have 2 air that can really do. Oh, look, there's a 4-4 there as well. So the problem that the Germans have is they have the. This is very interesting. They have the air, but they don't have the LBAs. There's too many LBAs. Is there anything in the used asset box that I forgot about? No. They lost a lot of LBAs. They're up here on the. Must be on the delay box. Yep, there's 1, 2 there. Well, there's only 2 there. Guess I've managed not to put enough air over there when I needed it. I've got some spread out. I'm a little too spread out to get enough air to attack that. A lot of air in the Middle East. These are actually useless now. All right, so we'll reorganize this air here. Okay, so I got to think about how I'm going to do this. It might make more sense since I do have this strategic card, super heavy artillery. Select one enemy fort and eliminate a step. If I can eliminate a step, if the defender does not receive a fortress, maybe I can use this during a regular combat segment. Okay. Uh, If I can flip over that fort, so I can, yeah, that might be the way to go. This HQ's out of the way. Use the super heavy artillery to sneak my way in to Sevastopol. That's probably the plan. So let's give it a try. Let me set up the Germans for this effort here. Now we got to do this, of course, according to the sequence of play. There's no political, so its support segment is first. Okay, so return to base. We've got this fleet, so activate as axis, flip it, and send it to the just the delay box. There was no activity there. These guys go back to their fleet here, fleet number 2. Okay. Over here we got a supply convoy versus a troop convoy. I don't have any more troops, so we will send supplies, even though they won't get through to Beirut, unfortunately. They can't be traced into Beirut due to the zone of control. So the Germans have no supply line into Iraq. Okay. So here we go. So we'll just put the supply convoy here, like that. And I don't think I can send any more troops over there. Well, no, we'll supply them. I want to get these guys going to try to combine them up here and stuff like that. Okay. So that's the plan. That is the plan. Okay. So support segment. Let's do the fight here. Let me set it up in the Black Sea here. Okay, here's the activities. The first activity are these sub-attacks. Let's initialize the dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes, I know. It's always 15. I am done with the initialization. So let's do the Italian attack first. 3, it can go after a big fast, any large ship that it wants, really, that's a battleship, non-carrier battleship. So looking at their HQ supply, all right, so we'll go after, last time, yeah, we'll go after the hood this time. Here's the shot by the Italians, disabled it, so it goes to the naval delay box, and so does it. Okay, the Germans, German sub, rolls a 3, same thing. It can go after one of these things. It'll go after this French. Yeah, let's go after the How. 2 shots on the How, nothing. Okay. So the How dodges a bullet, and this thing goes to the naval delay box. So that's that. Over here in the strategic warfare box, not that strategic warfare box, this one, these guys negate each other out. That goes to the delay box. That goes to the naval delay box. And so does that. And that goes to the used asset box. So we'll just put it on next turn for it to come in. Cheap way to populate strategic warfare, but why not? Okay. Now we have the main event, which is the placement of German assets. 3 versus 4 here. And then what I have left after that is this 2-factor unit. That's all I've got. Didn't have enough air forces after the last disastrous battle. And I could have moved more in, and I did not. What was I thinking? Right, here we go. 3 shots. 1, 2, 3. No effect. 4 shots back. 2, 4. There's a hit. And it sinks this. Oh. So that gets sent to the delay box. This goes to the delay box. This goes back. And I don't think they're going to have a chance, but they got to try to put another one out there. They got to try to fight the fight. Okay, here we go. Going to send them back out there. 2 German shots. No. 4 shots. No. Round 2. 2 German shots. No. 4. They got a hit. It's a 3. It's a defense, so flip it over. That goes to here. That was enough for them to both go to the delay box, and to the I don't know. Well, let me just double check. Yeah, these go to the used asset box, as do those, which means we put them on the turn track. Bam. And bam. Not good enough. The Germans were not able to get through to place an air unit. So be it. Okay, organization phase. Let's do it. Okay, so here's the German moves. Now, what they're going to try to do, they can force this back to take some step losses. Maybe they can get some hits on this thing and then advance next to it. So they're going to do an airborne operation here. Flip that over and drop the paratroopers here. Do this 9-1, hope for a good result. Maybe they can make everything here disappear before I even get there. That would be amazing. Okay. Over here, I've decided I really can't go much forward on this. It's just too powerful. And even here, I'm stretched a bit thin, I'd say. So I think we'll take that risk here like this. Not ideal, but what the heck. Okay. So that's it. Let's do the German attacks here. So end the moves. Right. So the first attack, they're going to do a 3-1 here, 10, and they're not going to put the HQ on that because they want to block the road with that. So that's 10 to 3, 3-1, 4-1 with a 6 as an exchange. And they could retreat. think they will retreat, and I'll go ahead and go in. All right. Then over here, I've got 8 plus 6, 14 to 3 is a 4 to 1, 2 shifts, 6 to 1, 9 to 1. It's either 9 to 1 there or there. 24 plus 4 to 1, 1 shift. So that's only going to be a 6 to 1. Yeah, we'll put it here. So 6 to 14. So that's only a 2 to 1. So now it's a 3 to 1 with a 3. And on a 3 to 1, let's get this in here. We have a DR1. So they'll take the hit on this guy. All right. Then over here, that means I've got 24 to 3. Oh, that's going to be a 9 to 1. It's a 6 to 1. And then, well, yeah, it's going to be up 2 shifts. So 9 to 1 with a 5. Not too bad. Could have been worse. 9 to 1 with a 5 is a DR2 and lose 2 steps. So first retreat 1, 2, and then lose 2 steps. They can advance 2, which they will do because they want to take on that HQ here. So he'll advance 1. He may not advance 1. 2, 1, 2. I can do a combined shot on him with that. Nice. Okay. So those were decent attacks up there. This HQ, oh, he'll be able to help with that. So that's cool. Okay. So we remove these blitz markers for that. Down here, we've got the big 9 to 1 attack. That's the only major attack. Looking for a low roll. Oh, I got it. That's not good. That is not good for the Ruskies. It's a DR3 and lose 2 steps. So 1, 2, then lose a step, and then lose 2 more steps. And then these guys can advance 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then this will go to the delay box and become a core like that. Okay, well, that was interesting. So now this goes, get rid of that. Now if I do attack it, I've got 6 plus 10. 16 to 3 is a 5 to 1, but he's got 2 shifts. So be at most a 2 to 1, but what I can do is play this fortress card. This is the time to try it. So the fortress card comes out. Super heavy artillery. We roll on this, 1 or a 2 for the major effect. Bam. And they got the major effect. Look at that. Select 1 infantry fort. If all units in X are eliminated, okay, if combat resolved against it. So basically, there's no shift for the fort anymore. It's flipped. Play the card. Well done, Germany. Play that card. Here we go. Send to, let's delete it. Now I'm going to have, just with the infantry, I'll have a 6 to 1 with 2 shifts would make it a 3 to 1. So they can just go in with infantry if I want to. I think I will. I really don't want to lose that. So yeah, let's do regular combat now. There's no combat down here. Regular combat. So 3 to 1. Look at that, a 5. They went down fighting with a DR-11, so that's it. This goes to the delay box. They take a step of infantry, which turns out to be the former paratroopers, and now they can advance in. I guess we'll advance in with that. Congratulations, Germany. They took Sevastopol. So these are not the new ones in the new version. It's interesting. These new markers, game state markers, these I can clone. No, I can't clone it here. Oh well, it doesn't matter. We're going to put that on Sevastopol. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which all of a sudden, oh yeah, I forgot down here in the Middle East, this guy was going to break down, so send to the delay box. And the army and the med holding box comes out along with a 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we're into the reserve moves. Let me take care of those. Oh no, I'm not done. I've got other attacks up here. Let's do those attacks. Okay, so the first is the Sogov attack on his HQ. That's 9 to 3, 3 to 1, 2 to 1 on the HQ with a 3. That's probably okay. It's probably an exchange. Let's check it out. 3 on the 2 to 1 exchange. Yep. So we'll do the exchange. Flip that guy over and flip him over. But now he can't be used for other protective attacks. So we've got 12, 16 to 3. That's a 5 to 1 up to a 6 to 1 with a 4. 4 on the 6 to 1 is a DR2 and lose a step. So 1, 2, and lose a step. And these guys can now exploit 2. I think actually for exploitation purposes, I really just want to exploit 1. Okay, now I'm going to attack here. 4 plus 8 is 12 to 1. That's a 9 to 1 on him. Or do I want to do this one first? No, a 9 to 1 on him with a 6. Ew. That's going to be a DR2 1/1, so I'm going to lose this armor. DR2 1, 2, and then they'll be overstacked, so they're going to have to lose 2 steps. And then they can advance. It's a DR2, right? And DR2, so I can advance 2. 1, 2 to there. Okay. Now I could attack this, but now it's out of range of the HQ, so I won't attack it. Okay, so that's it for those combats. I'd have to say that was one heck of a turn for the Germans. They got what they needed, and they should be very happy with that. Okay, so reserve movement. All right, so thanks to the special Fortunes of War card working out perfectly for the Germans, they were able to take this. They have now 9 victory hexes, which is what their goal was. They still have a possible 10th here, but now that this is cut off, they've got to hope this can hold out against the British. However, the British have probably used the only Blitz card that they've got at this time, so this has to hold out till winter, though. Could be difficult. Let's see. Maybe I should move this guy 1, 2, 3. Yeah, well, I won't be able to get into the zone of control. That's the first thing they're going to do. So we'll try to hold on to Damascus and Jerusalem. Whereas the British, they need to clean that out probably. So they will probably try to do that. secure Beirut, and go from there. Okay. So that's it for the Germans on this turn. It turned, oops, sorry, there we go. That was not a pro move. I'm supposed to, supposedly, I can click on this and it's going side to side, but see, this doesn't work. Hey, pro, who told me that I can click on this wheel? It doesn't do anything. All it does is it moves it faster up and down. So, must have been an adjustment made by the module designer to take that feature away. I'm not saying that's a good thing. Okay, so any other moves here? Yeah, those guys did their move here. That will be it for the Germans. How exciting. And now it will be the Russians. No, not the Russians' turn. The Western Allied turn. Okay, so we begin with the Western Allies' summer turn, last summer turn. They're going to be placing an air force here. The Germans will not contest it. They only have 2 air force factors here against 8. Just doesn't sound like it's worth even trying. So we're not going to try. We'll keep that for something else. So they place this. These guys go in the used asset box, which for sake of making it easy, we just put them on the turn track for next turn. There they are. And they have the asset placed. So now we can go ahead and move the British around. Let's take care of that and see what's next. All right, that's it for the British move. They're attacking here with 15 to 4, 5. It's a 3 to 1. They have a shift for a shift. I got 2 shifts, so 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 6 to 1 attack on that with a 5. It's not what they wanted to see, but I think it's pretty bloody. DR1, 1/2, so they lose all 3 steps. I guess that's okay for one armored step. That goes to the delay box. That goes to the force pool. And that, sorry, what happened here? This gets shunted. He'll move it there. That goes to the force pool. And the blitz marker's done. And that stays there. Okay, good job. Now we'll do the reserve movement. Let me go off screen here. Sorry, I get a follow-up attack if I want to do it. I've got 12 to 6. Yeah, 2 to 1, 3 to 1. Follow-up attack. Yeah, we want to get him out of that bottleneck. 3 to 1 with a 2. That works. That should be a retreat result. Let's check it out. 3 to 1 with a 2. DR1. That's fine. We'll go ahead and advance that to there. And of course, these guys will advance into Alexandria since they won that. And then reserve move. So this guy will go to here. We're going to want him to, we need to keep this occupied if we want it as a naval base. So we'll do that. Yeah, we're going to have to put some detachments here. These guys have both moved here. They can't move any further. They're in the zone of control here. So I think, why is this blinking? I think that's everything. Oh yeah, this is coming over to Middle East box or the East Africa box. He's going to the Middle East box. I need to send more troops to take Baghdad. So he's going to the Middle East box, and I got an armored unit that will take this troop convoy to continue to send stuff this way. So the Americans will come in and smash on this front somewhere. Not sure where. Okay. I believe that's it. We're happy with these dispositions. And that's it for the Western Allies. All right, so the Russians start off their turn. And what do they got? Well, they got a submarine attack. They're going to try to attack the Axis fleet with their subs right here. That's a legal placement, I believe. Here we go. Sub attack with a 3. They can hit any kind of battleship they want. The Germans, what do they have? That's the Zeppelin. They don't have a lot of battleships left at the moment. That's really it. So they'll go after the Scharnhorst for a hit. It's a disabled. So that goes to the naval delay box, and this goes to the naval delay box. So they're continuing to snipe at each other, the Russian and German fleets. Okay, now I'm going to move the Russians. I don't have anything else. I might have some organization to do. I might make another HQ here. I think I probably will do that and have another HQ here. I don't know if I can build another HQ up here. I think I can. Yeah, I think I will want to do that to have two HQs in the Moscow area. And I believe I've got two HQs that I can build. So we'll do that and then we'll move. All right, so there's the Russians moves. They've got an HQ here to guard this and this, HQ here to guard this and this. They got two HQs up here, one in here. I should probably restructure this. Let's move the Air Forces there, put the HQ on top. So I've got an HQ here to protect this and itself. This one to protect these three on the south side to keep them from getting into Moscow. And here's these guys will be moving up in the reserve movement phase to help protect that slot right there. Okay, so it's an exciting time, a little bit difficult here too. Let's see. That's a river there, so he can't really get to that hex. Can only get to there. 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could defend there and there, something like that. So you really can't get across to Demyansk. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Although I'm going to keep them as far away as possible from Moscow. So, but that's probably a better place. Let's go ahead and do the reserve moves. Let's see. There's no attacks. I don't know why this is blinking. Why is that blinking? Not blinking anymore. Okay. So yeah, I think we'll do this. This guy will move 1, 2 to here. These guys are happy where they're at. Wouldn't say we're exactly happy with these dispositions, but it's the best we've got. Down here, we're more or less happy with this. Not happy that we lost the Crimea, that's for sure. But that's it for the Russians. You can see they've taken tremendous losses, much more than I anticipated here. Look at all these dead troops. This was mostly empty at the beginning of the turn. And the Russians, maybe getting a little bit too big for their britches, they've got the Great Patriotic War next time. And if we look at that, they do get 13 steps, but they might have a bad result on here as well. So we'll see what happens with the Great Patriotic War. However, the Germans won't have anything major themselves to do. So probably the front is going to stabilize around here. They could be on the verge of taking Moscow. They probably can't take this. Although they're going to try maybe, but you know, they're down to how many armored steps the Germans have on the front? There's one there, 2, 3 there. None in that area. 4, 5 there. 5 German armored steps. That's all they wrote. Oh, this guy was reserve move. Was supposed to get to there. It's always hard to remember all the reserve moves that you're supposed to do. Okay. Well, it might be time to start putting partisan bases out there for the Allies. They've got Yugoslavia. Need to remember to do that. I got this partisan base. Portugal, they failed. No, that's not a good place, really. It can be. Greece and Yugoslavia. Greece might be a good place to start causing some trouble. Might indeed be a good place to start causing some trouble. Might have to do that. Might have to do that. Okay. All right. So that's it for the Russians. Now we got quite a few of interesting delay rolls here. I put a note into Frank about how these delayed units keep coming in weird spots like this. It's not a big deal, but it's a noticeable deal. This is not a troop convoy. That's actually a fleet. And that shouldn't have been going, should have been gone to the delay box. I had it flipped over, send to delay box. No, I must have hit the wrong button. Okay, so flip that over. Yeah, because he wasn't in any combat. He was just landing troops. All right. So here we go. Let's start with the Italian. So we'll start over here with these two units, -1, 5 and a 1. So 4 turns for the interceptor. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the surface fleet comes in next turn. Nice. Okay, these guys. Bang. 5 and a 6. That's not very good. Well, they're not going to need the fortress, but 3, 4, 5, and a 6 for the interceptor. They might want to have that sooner than that. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just do 2 bangers. Bang, bang. So 2 turns for this. 4 turns for this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 turns for the airborne unit. That's not too bad. And the fleet, 1 turn. We'll take that. We'll take that for sure. Right here in this delay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 bangers. Bang, bang. So these are both 3 turns. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And these are both 2 turns. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's unfortunate as the Germans won't be getting. I don't think they'll be getting. Let's see here. I need to move this stack down. That's a Russian stack. This is an Axis stack. No, it's not. Okay. They won't be getting much at all for next turn. In fact, let's take care of that. Let's move these guys to force pool, activate his axis, send to force pool. Just make sure it goes to the right one. These come on the map. Germans really should go first, but they don't have much of anything. That was all they had. Okay. All right, let's put these air forces are already here. Let's put one in Voronezh. A couple of good ones in Voronezh. And maybe one more down here in Stalingrad. All right. Surface fleet goes to the force pool, force pool, force pool. So we get more HQs coming in. For the British, we got the surface fleet, goes to the force pool. It's 4 banger. We might want to put one of the good ones here. Might need to threaten them there. I don't have, well, certainly another good one down here. We can put it in Beirut, actually. Along with this little thing here. Oh, unleash. I Guess we'll give that to the Russians. Where's the Lend-Lease box? Hold on, I gotta find it. Okay, found the Lend-Lease box. This goes to the force pool. And the Germans get their logistics marker. Send to the force pool. All right, that will start autumn. Just for fun, we'll take a look at these next. So Ural bombers. I don't think they anticipated doing so well against the Russians, actually. Arsenal of democracy. Here comes the United States. A little bit late, but not too late. That's because I did Crusader. And then Great Patriotic War is next. All right. So on to Total War. This is where the game starts. So really, you don't get really into deep Total War until really summer of, well, in this case it was 43, but everything got delayed by a year. So summer of 42. So let's just say if it was a normal game, 36, 37, 38, 39. So it's 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Year 5 before you're in Total War. That just shows you how this game goes. All right. So again, I'll say probably this is my last video on this particular match. It's been fun, just a lot of work it takes to produce these videos. And what happens is as the series goes on, you get less and less viewers. The return on investment just isn't there. At some point, you have to decide, okay, I've done enough. I'm not going to do any more. Maybe if I do play this through, I'll do one last video showing year by year what happens. That's a possibility. But I've got a lot of projects and I've got a lot of games I like. So thank you for watching this. Appreciate it. And you all take care. Thanks for watching. All right. I'll see you around in some other game. Bye bye.